What's going on, Imperials? Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are going to be here in just a few short months. Everybody's making plans to be sure that they're ready, including myself. We don't know what the story will be like, but one thing that we can be certain of is that there will be Pokemon. Choosing the right pocket monsters for your team is paramount in these games. I, of course, have my favorites from the Alola region on full display in my Alolan team video. But it's like the first video I ever made, and it's super poor quality, so only watch it if you want to laugh. But I used them last time. I just don't want a repeat of the same experience. So I need a different team. So here's what will likely be my brand new team for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. First of all, I need a starter, and despite how weird I think Poplio and Brionne are, I really like Primarina. I feel like it's the best in-stage water starter since Empoleon. Plus, it'll be cool to have a starter that's immune to dragons. I'll be stuck with Torrent as an ability since Liquid Voice isn't out yet, but that's fine. I'll likely use its signature move Sparkling Aria since it's pretty high-powered and it can activate its special Z move. Plus, I did the same thing with Decidueye's Spirit Shackle, so it's only fair. I would also have Moonblast to take advantage of its excellent second same-type attack bonus. And I pretty much always teach my water types Ice Beam, just because most of them can learn it, and it's one of my top 4 favorite moves of all time. Outside of that, the 4th slot is kind of up in the air. Maybe something like Hyper Voice would be good. It's strong power and hits multiple targets. We'll just have to see how the game unfolds, and if another move makes itself better suited to my team. My next choice is one that I wanted to use in my original playthrough, and that is Alolan Marowak. For obvious reasons, I'm partial to Marowak, but I didn't use him in my first time in Alola because I really wanted to use Salazzle as an awesome new fire type. And I already had Decidueye and Palossand, so I didn't really need a third ghost. I'll get him with the Lightning Rod ability to keep that sweet ground immunity. I should probably teach him Shadow Bone, which is his new signature ghost move that takes advantage of his physical attack stat. I'll also need a fire move, and even though Flare Blitz is the most powerful, I really don't like moves with recoil, so I might just go with Flame Charge or something like that. And of course, to show his roots, he'll need a strong ground move. I may keep the signature Bone Meringue, or I may just go with the classic Earthquake. We'll see. Again, the 4th move I'm not so picky on. It just depends on what my team needs. It may be Psychic, or it may be something like Blizzard. I don't know, we'll just have to see what holes I need to fill. Next up is someone that I didn't even see until the game came out, Araquanid. I had seen nothing besides official trailers before the game came out, so my first exposure to Dewpider was through the Pokefinder, before Lana's trial. I stared at it for several minutes trying to figure out what it was. I then saw him in battle and eventually saw its evolution, and I was in awe. This spider was cool, intimidating, and had a great unique ability in Water Bubble. I know Golisopod is another great choice for Water Bug, but this time I'm really feeling Araquanid. And even though my starter will be water, they can fill totally different roles for the team. For instance, Araquanid is more of a physical attacker, so I'll probably teach him Liquidation. On top of that, he can learn Leech Life, which received a huge buff this generation, and is now an actually decent move that restores health. Poison Jab also seems like it could be a solid choice for this physical threat. But for the 4th move, I might go with Crunch or maybe Infestation if I feel like trapping opponents. My next team member was one that I was eyeing ever since I saw it in a trailer, and that is Minior. I seriously considered using it the first time around if it hadn't been for Lycanroc already being there. But this time, I can use this cute little meteor to my heart's content. Shields Down is an interesting ability, and one that I'm looking forward to toying with. Minior is one of the Pokemon with access to Shell Smash, so I might use that and give him a white herb or something. If I did do that, then I could also teach him Acrobatics, which would hit twice as hard once my item was used. He would of course need a rock move, so probably Rock Slide or Rock Tomb or one of those other decent enough with a power to accuracy ratio. As for the 4th move, I don't know. He has access to U-turn, but that kind of defeats the idea of the Shell Smash. His special move pool is better than expected, so maybe a Psychic or a Dazzling Gleam. Who knows? Now I just have to pick what color I want it to be. Another Pokemon I admire from Alola but never got to use is Mudsdale. This giant horse simply exudes silent strength, and I absolutely loved getting to ride around on one. As we already know, Stamina is one of the best abilities in the game, and I can't wait to have it on my team. He definitely hit hard, firing off a ton of earthquakes. I would also likely teach him Heavy Slime, for some nice steel coverage, plus he's fairly heavy so it should do decent damage most of the time. I could also teach him Low Sweep, giving him some fighting coverage, while also having a way to slow down the enemy if necessary. Other than that, it looks like his move pool is kind of limited, so I may just go with a Body Slam or a nice Rock Slide or something. And for my last spot, I'd kind of like to use another Alolan form. I know there are other new ones, but I only got to use a Ninetales last time, so I'd like to see how some of the other remixes fare. I heavily considered using Alolan Muck, but I think ultimately I'm going to use Alolan Raichu. I've never actually used a Raichu, ever. Maybe I should use the original first, but I think this one will do nicely. It's got to know Thunderbolt, obviously, because that's the best electric move there is. Not to mention, it can activate its signature Z move. However, I feel I should take advantage of the move Nuzzle while I can. Nuzzle is exclusive to all of the Pikachu variants, and isn't very powerful, but is guaranteed to cause paralysis. So it's basically like a damaging Thunder Wave. This new added Psychic type demands that he also learn Psychic, because really what other move could you pick? And finally, to take advantage of his high special attack, I think the final move will be Grass Knot. It sounds nice, but of course, nothing's set in stone. We'll just see how the game goes. Of course, this is all provided that there aren't any cool new Alolan forms for me to try out in the Ultra games. So, there's what I foresee my team being in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Which Pokemon from the Alola region do you look most forward to using? How about the new Dusk form of Lycanroc? Let me know down in the comments. Also be sure to leave a like, share this video, and subscribe so that you too can become an Imperial today. And we'll see you around next time!